Chef Koinange live at the Intercontinental Hotel. Once in a while, Inspiration Thursday has to take a back seat, especially on a day like today, when the contentious, yes indeed contentious, security bill became chaos and then became law, waiting ascension by the President of the Republic of Kenya. With me, House Majority Leader, Member of Parliament for Garissa Town, Aden Duale, and also Member of Parliament for Gem, who's also the Deputy House Minority Leader, Jakoyo Midiwo. At HON Aden Duale, at Jakoyo, at Koinange Jeff, hashtag JKL. Mheshimiwa, you had something to say before the break.
Number one, I'll still come back to that Article 15, which we amended. Freedom and expression of the media is found in Article 33 and 34 of the Constitution. And even read with Article 35, which gives every Kenyan access to information. And even in our amendment, and if you allow me, I'll read, in our amendment, we created another sub-amendment, ring fencing, and saying that any limitation done to the media or to any person must be done within the Constitution provisions of Article 33 and 34 that protects the media. But let me come back to Westgate. When we had the Westgate, there was live streaming of televisions. Am I right? Okay?
Yeah, for 4 days.
4 days. The terrorists who were inside Westgate, in my opinion, if they had a smartphone, they could still follow the streaming of the televisions, what was going on outside. Am I right?
Yes.
And listen to all that was being said by our media in terms of operations, in terms of planning, what government was saying.
But there were TVs at Nakumad. You could see the TVs were on.
No, yes. No, I'm even talking of in a situation even where they can even use their smartphones. These are what we are saying is, these issues we're raising, we just want each and every one of us to be responsible. I remember when the Westgate thing happened, and our media has changed since then. There was on the top page of one of the dailies was a victim of a Chinese nationality, a lady, her body, dead body, on that, and her next of kin saw it through the social media in China, and one guy walked to the president. I was with him when we were visiting the injured people in Aden, and he started crying and he said, "Your Excellency, please go tell them not to post the dead body of this lady into the social media."
But she died afterwards, right?
Yes.
She died afterwards.
No.
And MOA took action. Media owners took action.
This is a show. This is a show.
Let me finish.
This is a show.
Let me finish.
No, Duale, please.
Let me finish.
Time is. You keep saying you want to go sleep.
No, let me finish.
But you're not letting me talk.
I let you talk. I kept quiet. That lady died in Westgate. What I'm saying, since then, there are a number of instances where the Media Owners Association of Kenya did a wonderful job up to today. Peaceful elections. Yeah. Peaceful elections. Even today, the media fraternity in our country will not give politicians all that luxury of live coverage if they know that is prejudicial to the national security.
Okay, Mheshimiwa, your turn.
You know, two issues. You know, Duale has a big mouth, so he talks a lot. And I excuse him, but I always let...
And he's your friend?
Oh, because we love each other. But I'm
No, we are friends. He doesn't laugh. You can't love me.
What's wrong? No, he thinks love is sexual. But I am
the people who love me, you know. One of them is my wife.
Let me tell you something. In the many words Duale say,
yes,
99% are untruths because he thinks other Kenyans are unintelligent. In the case of Wajir,
Mandela.
Yes. Case of Mandela. The governor said he knew 30 days before the attack, and he gave the police that information. Do you need another law to reshuffle an incompetent police force? We have called for police reform.
That was intelligence. You gave intelligence.
Yes.
I'll tell you what you have done in the bill.
But it happened.
And I'll tell you what I've done in the bill.
You're talking.
Speak. But we'll tell you.
Go ahead.
You do not need a law like to address the issues of Wajir or Mandela or the Westgate. In the case of the media, The other day, we had the unfortunate death of the Homa Bay Senator, my friend, Honorable Tino Kajwang.
Correct.
I was called by 12:08 by Honorable Junet Mohammed about the death. But 12:10, people were calling me from New York. The media was calling locally.
It was all out.
You can't control it. I mean,
it.
the mere imagination that you can control how human beings behave in the 21st century is a serious fallacy. What Duale needs to, and his cahoots, what they need to come to terms with is that things have changed. You cannot use the laws of the Nyayo days to control us.
Not Duale and his cahoots, Duale and the government. The guys who are cahoots, the same were cahoots.
Yeah.
Okay, Duale and the government.
And
So
the
I can
government,
finish my point. Duale and the government.
Yes.
Because if that may be good enough for my friend Duale. But I'm saying this. When human beings express themselves, they have a right in law. It is embedded in our constitution. And I can tell you, I'm proud as a Kenyan that I think we have gone so many decades away from other African countries.
Yes.
An attempt to take us back, I don't think it's going to work.
Right.
But I wanted to say this. Today was not going to be an acrimonious day.
But it did turn out to
Today,
be.
it turned out an acrimonious day because, number one, the Speaker of National Assembly made anger part of his definition of his job. And I thanked you. I said, yesterday you did well by convening some of us so that we could agree, and people sat for 13 hours. That is good, and that is what leaders should do.
Yeah.
When we come there, when you are angry, what has happened in Kenya today, and I can tell you how fundamentally it shall change Kenya. When MPs realize that there is no distinction between fear and respect, you don't have a country.
Yeah.
And we must fight to guard that.
And Mheshimiwa, there's something called citizen journalists today, citizen journalism.
Yes.
Anyone, I mean, anyone with a smartphone,
Yes.
any phone.
Yes, yes.
You see a scene,
Yes.
an incident, anything.
Yes.
You take that picture, you have the right to put it on the net.
Yes.
Who's going to stop you? You have a right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to make this serious clarification. Within the reading of that Article 15, and even the whole of this bill, it doesn't curtail any other freedom that journalists enjoy.
read your amendment.
Let me finish. Read my amendment. This is in as far as, this is why this bill addresses the serious gaps and challenges we face in the terror law. But let me even come back to one of the things we have solved in this bill. And he has raised it. I don't want to go the governor way, where the governor said there were intelligence that so many people will be killed.
Yeah.
There was a serious challenge between the intelligence service and the police, where the intelligence service will say, we have given intelligence, prior intelligence of an incident, and the police will say, we have not received it. There was a lot of back and forth. This bill has solved it. We have said the intelligence must be specific, the intelligence must be timely, the intelligence must be accurate, and they will say, you know, unlike before, the intelligence was general. They will say there will be a terror attack in 5 malls in Nairobi. This bill is saying, no, that can't happen. Tell us there will be a terror attack in a mall along Gong Road, and be specific. You can even say that mall, X. So this bill is saying, so there's no, the days where they used to pass the buck has been solved.
Jeff.
No, I'm not finished.
Yeah.
You know, I've listened to you.
Yeah.
So also listen to me. That is one thing it has cured. It has cured the command structure at our counties. God forbid what happened in Bakatoni. Nobody wanted to take a blame.
Yeah.
But now we are saying, you are the head of the county security committee. It's no longer the county commission. All of you report to that. And to bring harmony between the two forces, within the 47 counties, the IG, in consultation with his 2 deputies, they will share. They will share, this county will be headed by an administration police officer in terms of seniority. This will be headed by administration police.
I still think those two should be amalgamated at some point.
Let me finish.
But that's just me.
Let me finish. For them to be amalgamated is a choice for the Kenyan people. through a new constitutional disposition. And I agree with you. Some of us opposed it. We are the only country in the world.
Yeah.
Let me make it very clear.
2 police forces.
The only country in the world that has 2 parallel police forces.
Yeah.
Nowhere else on earth.
Exactly.
But it is the people of Kenya who decided. It's not Jeff. It's the people, the majority. Maybe the 20% that Honorable William Ruto. And finally, Honorable William Ruto, when he said, we went to Somalia and we destroyed the terror infrastructure, I want to tell my colleague, don't only read the Standard and the Nation. Go read international newspapers. Serious infrastructure and death were caused. It's in all the media houses. Al-Shabaab themselves has confessed. But in conclusion, the serious challenge we are facing today as a country is like our country is at war with the terrorists. We are no different. Today, as we sit here, Boko Haram has, I think, got hold of about over 159 people, mainly women and children.
Yeah. And they're doing this every other day.
Yes. So what's happening in Nigeria, what's happening in Syria, in Iraq is happening here. What do we need? We need to address this thing. All Kenyans. It's not government alone. It's not the president. Yeah. It's not Honorable Duale. It's not Honorable Jakoyo. It's all of us. That's why we are saying, in terms of intelligence, it is the people themselves. We are sitting here in Intercontinental. Finally, we must say what we see. We must report. We be our own citizens that watch.
Jeff, let me tell you this. Nobody in this room or nobody in parliament is not concerned about the security of our nation or the security of the world for that matter. But what we are talking about is our actions. You know, when you disguise security measures by fear-mongering, when you create fear, you know, let me tell you this. The only way this country has been liberated is by the champions of information, the media. The country is liberated by the media, the fourth estate. Let me tell you what Duale is saying. Article 15, he says, a person who publishes, broadcasts, or causes to publish or distributes through print, digital, or electronic means, insulting, threatening, or inciting material or images of dead people. There's no other amendment that says what is insulting. Let me just, I know law. There's no other amendment which says, which defines what is disturbing.
What is insulting?
There's no other law. What says?
I will tell you which other law.
No. Tell you. It's good. It's good.
I will tell you
because you're talking to Kenyans.
Yes.
There's no other amendment that corresponds with that. There's no other amendment. What they are doing is to say, the media, when here there's an accident on Wayaki Way, say to where you are, never go there. Yeah. The media, when you hear there is violence, or
the building collapsed yesterday. Just yesterday.
Sit where you are. When you hear there is
that wrong?
This is in relation to terror activities.
No,
it
is not. What is the object of your bill?
What if the terrorists brought down the building?
The object of the bill.
The whole
what if the terrorists brought down the building?
The whole bill. Tonight the media were calling the security.
But you're talking about, he's talking about the New York attacks.
No. Let's inform the country more responsibly. Let's not play to the gallery. You know, my colleagues, let me be very frank.
No, Reed, you said you wanted to show me. You wanted to show me something. Every Kenyans are watching.
Let me tell you, this bill, every act, it's amending. At the back of it, it has, and I'm going to give it to you.
Article 15.
And every bill, this is an amendment of, this is called an amendment bill. What does it do? Somewhere, there is an existing principal act. Am I right? You agree with me?
Yes.
We are not making a fresh law.
No.
There is an existing principal act.
We're just amending.
So Article 15 is amending another existing principal act. The principal act is amending are at the back of this bill.
Give us the one that relates to the media freedom.
Let me.
And in relation, particularly in relation to our constitution.
let me tell
the
you.
freedom of expression.
This is
secondly.
This is it's in relation. If you want the Constitution, this relates to Article 33, Article 34 of the Constitution. That is where freedom of expression of the media is enshrined in our Constitution. Period.
So why are you taking them to jail? Why are you taking them freedom if they have to jail if they are supposed to be free in the Constitution?
This amendment, and I can read for you. Let me read for you guys, because you have turned the whole bill into the media, but I want to read for you something. And this is where the committee felt this must cover the media fraternity in as far as other areas. It says, it's a new subclause introduced by the committee. It says, the freedom of expression and the freedom of the media under Article 33 and 34 of the Constitution shall be limited as specified, listen, as specified under this section for the purpose of limiting the publication, the distribution of material likely to cause public alarm, incitement. Can I finish? There is a limitation. The media enjoys its freedom within Article 33 and 34 of the Constitution. What we are doing in Article 15, this freedom, this limitation is as far as those sections we have said.
Are you going to gag us? Bottom line, will you gag us?
Let me tell you, it is, nobody can gag the media. Their freedom is enshrined in the Constitution.
I'm glad you know
for you
that.
to change.
Gentlemen, gentlemen.
Can I say, for you to change that, you go to the people.
Gentlemen, we've got less than 2 minutes to go before we end this show, and I know we've overrun a little bit, but we need some conclusions. Your conclusions, Mheshimiwa, you first. Best part, worst part about this bill which has become law?
The bill will not become law. We will go to court, we will fight it, and we shall defend the rights of the media to inform, the rights of Kenyans to be free. We have spent too many decades to get to where we are. And I don't think a day of misbehavior of the Speaker and the Duale and these other people can take us that far back. Let us assure Kenyans that as far as we are concerned, as the opposition, we have done our bit and we shall continue to do our bit. Let me say this. The courts of this country are the last resort. When you talk about, if you saw what happened on the floor of our house today, and my friend that I respect so much, his behavior. I think nowhere on earth, in Japan, people fight in parliament, fist fight, but it is always adjourned to the next sitting day. But that you must pass a law, even the people, let me tell you, the amendments they passed by private members. Our members who had amendments, none of them moved the amendment. They moved the amendment themselves and passed them.
Bottom line, this is not going to be law. That's what you're saying.
We will make sure it's not law. We want to assure Kenya. Never. I know they will rush it, but I can tell the president I know, Uhuru Kenyatta, is a personable guy. He can talk to everybody. He can create consensus. But I think there's too many wrong people around him. And I can tell this is not acceptable. We shall never accept it.
Majority Leader, you get the last word.
Number one, the choice of those who are to be around the president, it's for us to decide. It's not for our competitors to decide. I mean, we have better guys who can decide who will have breakfast, who will have lunch, who will have dinner with the president. But more fun, secondly, there's nothing unusual they will do. Every Kenyan has a constitutional right to go to court to challenge any piece of legislation. So by going to court, there is nothing special. Anybody, even Jeff Koinange, can go to court. And that is the function of the judiciary. The function of the judiciary is they can annul the whole of this bill and many other bills. They can say this bill is constitutional. So that is a provision for everybody. But let me tell you, the disorder that took place in the House, it was done in open camera. Kenyans can tell who are the owners of the disorder. It happened in Homa Bay, it happened in Ufungamano, it has been happening. We are not associated with the disorder, So it's for the people to tell and for the people to discuss.
It happened in Westgate and Wajir and Mandera and Bungoma.
You said it was good. Gentlemen, let's carry on this conversation offline.
No. I have had my, let me have my last on this bill. I want to assure the country. And I want people, every person who appeared before the committees, the civil society, as CIC of Charles Achaya, the Muslim community, the human rights community, please look at the amendments. They are in the West of the Parliament. Look at the amendments. The bill that had serious issues have been amended. It's a better piece of legislation than that.
That'll have to be the last word. Gentlemen, it's good that you're so civil. You're on opposite sides of the aisle, but you're so civil. I like that.
One of my friends.
Gentlemen, talk to those chaotic ones in there, please. Talk to them.
He doesn't understand the meaning of the word love, so he's my friend.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
I know it's been a long day for both of you. Thanks so much.
Very long.
Thanks for making it on JKL.
Yeah. But the media is safe.
Well, okay.
Yes, in this bill.
No. Media
House Majority Leader says the media is
Let
safe.
them get a coffee. Let them get a coffee tomorrow.
Famous last words. Thanks so much for watching. At HON Aden Duale, at Jakoyo, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag JKL. Keep tweeting. They're coming in thick and fast. Couldn't read them all. This was an important day. Thanks for joining us. Keep watching JKL right here on Kenya's television network, KTN. Thanks for watching. Good night. Good luck.